In today's video, we're going to be talking about how Paddy Pimblett is going to shock the world against Michael Chandler. And this is how. He's going to submit him in the first round. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news if you're a Michael Chandler fan, who I don't know. I don't think he has any fans, so I don't think there's anyone that's going to disagree with me on this. Paddy Pimblett, first round submission. It's done. It's done. It's a fact. It's a fact. Now I'm taking the piss, obviously not. Chandler comes out there from the first round. The fact is, every single one of Chandler's fights, we see him get dropped. And that is a fact. Every single one of his fights, he gets dropped. Poirier, Gaethje, Chandler, Charles. Did he get dropped in the Charles second fight? Don't know. Maybe not in that one. But the only one he didn't is the Dan Hooker fight. Like, maybe not the Tony Ferguson fight as well, but like, old man Tony, but like, we don't even talk about that. That didn't happen. But we see Chandler put himself in bad positions over and over again in his fights, and we never see him get the knockout. The last time we did see that was the Tony Ferguson fight. And Tony had no chin at that point. Like, he had a little bit of, like, but not really. It don't really count. Like, he's 2-6 in the UFC. Like, and he's getting these mental matchups. He literally just fought Charles Oliveira for the second time, mate. For the second time. And he's 2-6 in the UFC. He's won 2 fights. Dan Hooker, good win. It's aged well. Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson. I'll just repeat it to prove my point. That's all I have to say, Tony Ferguson. He's lost to everyone elite these for. Dan Hooker ain't elite. At least he wasn't that. In all serious, Chandler's obviously got the chance of knocking out Paddy Pimblett. But the fact is, we haven't seen. Paddy's never been knocked out. He ain't been knocked out. Like, has never been KO'd in his career. Like, he has got that famous line, "The Scousers don't get knocked out." Like, he's never been KO'd in his career. So Michael Chandler's got good power, but like, why would Michael Chandler now KO Paddy Pimblett if no one has his entire career? Don't make sense. And Chandler don't have a submission game. He don't. He got held on the ground by Oliveira in a low-key boring fight until the 5th round. No one talks about it, but those first 4 rounds, yeah. I know Oliveira's doing what he needs to do. I respect that. I like Oliveira. Do what you need to do. If you're a fighter, why wouldn't you pick the easiest way to win a fight? Like, Khamzat's like literally the embodiment of this. Khamzat is the embodiment of just picking the easiest way. He knows he don't need to be striking on the feet with these dons, mate. He takes them down and he submits them. I respect him for that. I don't like him, but I respect him for that. Obviously, you say Gilbert Burns fight. Gilbert Burns is a defensive wizard on the ground. Not an offensive one, but defensive wizard on the ground. Got something I actually want to talk about. Michael Chandler cheats more than any other fighter in the UFC. In every single one of his fights, bar that Dan Hooker fight, he's cheated. Maybe not the Tony Ferguson one. Maybe not. But we don't count that as a fight. That did not happen. That did not happen. But he's cheated more times than John Jones. He's a worse cheater than John Jones, who, we're not going to get into what he's done, but like, do you know what I mean? And this is meant to be a good guy, like adopting people, like a respectable member of the community, and he's doing this, cheating in fights, putting fingers in mouths, putting fingers in mouths. No, but in all seriousness, I am picking Paddy for this matchup. Because Chandler's not knocking him out. It's not happening. Chandler literally relies purely on his athleticism. And Chandler is too catchable. We see him overextend. He's sort of like Ilya. He overextends way too much. He moves very explosively and very fast, but that's in one direction. He's not very... Like, there's only one way Michael Chandler wins this fight, and that is by KOing Paddy Pimblett. Other people are saying Paddy Pimblett may not come in with the cardio. I think he's going to. This is the biggest fight of his career. Why would he not come in the best he's ever been? The best shape he's ever been. He should come in needing to go those 5 rounds. He should be able to go 5 more rounds after the 5 rounds he's just been. But Chandler is most dangerous in the first 2 rounds, and that's a fact. In the first round, he's literally... He's an unstoppable force, sort of, because he's stoppable. But the fact is, in the first 2 rounds, Chandler's going to be faster, he's going to be stronger, he's going to be more dangerous. But Pimblett ain't stupid. He knows this. He knows what Chandler's about. He knows how Chandler moves, mate. He knows who Chandler's adopting, mate. He knows this shit. He knows it, mate. He's gonna be using the teeps. He's gonna be using the front kicks. He's gonna be using the feints, mate. He's gonna be using the level changes to stop all of this, mate. Chandler, he can move. He's very explosive. He can move very quickly in one direction, front like that. Like you can't go like. He's not very agile. He's not very agile. He's not. He's a big fucking ball of muscle, mate. He's not. He goes in one direction quickly. He's like, bah, 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 bah. So that's why he's overextending, mate. He's overextending way too much. And there's a chance that Paddy may be able to catch him with a counter shot when he's overextending, maybe even KO and sleep Chandler. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. I'm going to stick with my pick of the submission. I believe in this pick. It's going to be a submission. Because I you say, Chandler survived on the ground with Oliveira twice. First fight, there wasn't really much grappling and wrestling. It was mainly striking. And the second fight, Oliveira was literally mainly focused on just keeping him against the cage on the ground, gassing him out, and not taking any damage whatsoever. And then in the 5th round, he decided to fuck his plan, bring his guard down, and that's when he gets caught. Obviously, Chandler cheated multiple times, and that's what I said. He cheats the most in the UFC out of any fighter. And he came from a different organisation, obviously, but you know what I mean. Bellator and you know what I mean. But I think people are underestimating Paddy Pimblett in this matchup. I think as long as Paddy Pimblett makes it out of the first round, it's a pretty secure dub. Obviously, as a fighter, you shouldn't go into that thinking that, and obviously, but I'll be thinking that as a fan. Like I can think that. Like if Volk survives the first 2 rounds with Lopez on Saturday, mate, I'm gonna be thinking he's won. And if he loses, I'm gonna fucking guess. We don't want to talk about that. We're not even talking about that. But the fact is, if he survives the first round, he's gonna be going against a way less dangerous Michael Chandler. He's gonna be slower. He's gonna be hunting the knockout still, but he's gonna be putting himself in bad positions, and that will give Pimblett the opportunities to latch up those submissions. Maybe get those counter shots. Maybe put Chandler on the back foot. You never know. You cannot joke around with Paddy Pimblett's submission threat. You cannot. It's too dangerous. Fact is, if Paddy Pimblett gets on top, he's not as small as Oliveira. He's got a big frame. He's got long ass arms. Like my arms, they just be arms, but he's got long ass arms, man. He's got a long ass reach. He's got the reach advantage. He's got the height advantage. He's got a very big frame for lightweight. He's strong. He's stronger than Oliveira. And Oliveira was able to keep Michael Chandler down for nearly 4 or 5 rounds. And we're talking about someone that's stronger. He's not better at submissions. Definitely not better at submissions. Fucking hell. Definitely not better. But Oliveira just weren't focused on that in that fight. All he was focused on was keeping him down and not putting himself in any bad positions. But does Oliveira know something that I don't? Well, yeah, because he fought him twice. That's what I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? That's what just clocked. Is Oliveira... No, well, Oliveira obviously knows stuff I don't. But does Oliveira know something about Chandler I don't? Because I remember that fight, like, he weren't going for that many submissions. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but he weren't, like, really going for too many. Like, there was a couple, like, friends, but, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like usually he's more... I know he's a wrestler, Chandler, but I don't care. He's still gonna lose. He is. Either by TKO or KO, or sub. But Chandler does have very good recovery, I'll give him that. He gets rocked, he gets back up, he'll survive. He'll survive. So I don't really know how convinced I am about the KO or the TKO too much. I'm way more convinced about the sub. The sub's happening in my mind 100%. I can envision it. I'm envisioning it, mate. I can see it in my mind. The sub's happening. You know, I fucking just... The sub's happening, mate. 100%. Just what round? I don't think... If the only person that's going to win in the first is Chandler. The second round, I think, is going to be a more competitive round. Paddy's going to start feeling his rhythm, getting his shots, maybe having some takedowns, threatening some submissions. Round 3, the same. Chandler's going to maybe start slowing down a bit. He's going to have less pop. Paddy might even start striking a bit more in the third, when Chandler's a bit more gassed and his power's a bit less. Fourth, mate, it's fourth. It's just hit me. It's the fourth. It's the fourth. It's the fourth, mate. It's the fourth. Because it's definitely not the first. Because, mate, Chandler ain't KOing him in the first. And Chandler's so hard to put away in the first, like, he's so hard to put away in the first, so that ain't happening. Second round, I think that's when Paddy's going to start getting his rhythm, getting his strikes, getting his takedowns. He's going to start winning that round. And he's going to get that round. But round 3, I think we're going to start to see him taking over even more. Because Chandler just won't have the same power. There won't be the same KO threat. So Paddy will be able to strike on the feet. And he'll be able to land shots. And he'll be able to rock Chandler, because Chandler leaves himself open all the time to literally anything. And I think we're going to see an early round 4 submission. That's locked in. That's locked in. Locked in. Round 4 submission. Paddy Pimblett. Let me know. I know I've been waffling, so I can't say let me know if I'm waffling. I am waffling. But let me know what you think. Is Paddy got this? Paddy's got this in my mind. I can see it. I can envision it. And if you can't, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I don't blame you for it. But I just don't see any way that Chandler's winning this. He ain't KOing him in the first. He ain't. And I don't see him winning otherwise. Like, MMA Guru said, oh, maybe by decision. Chandler by decision, mate. If there's a decent ref, hopefully he'll get a fucking point deducted for his cheating. I guarantee he's gonna cheat. Come back to this video, mate. 100% Chandler will cheat in that fight. 100%. Facts in a bit.